Hello, 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 hello. I'm Lynn Browder, and I have a son, Owen, who is 13 and has autism. We paint together, working on his fine motor skills. He helps me paint the backgrounds of our paintings, and then I paint the rest. So, I'm tired today. I had my maintenance infusion on Tuesday. Today's Thursday. And I seem to get kind of tired with them. They're not anything like the chemo ones, but they still do interesting things to your system with all the little chemical stuff that goes through. So if you're new to my journey, I have breast cancer. I had my surgery and they got all of that. I started out with chemo, and then after that was over, then I had my surgery, then radiation, and now I'm on maintenance infusions. And I've had 6 out of 11. So I have to go through an echo in the next couple weeks. They check my heart. And I was thinking yesterday when I said it, I'm trying to write echogram, echocardiogram. I don't remember. I'm terrible with the names and what they're called and all that jazz. I'm so bad about the medical side of this. I just kind of, there's so much to it. So I just kind of have some of it in my head and some of it's not in my head, and that's okay. So I'm just gonna call it an echo, and those of you that know, you know. When they told me that I had breast cancer, I honestly did not want to know the numbers or where I was at with, the stage or any of that, because I didn't want that to be my focus. I didn't want that to be my plan, because all I could think about was the cure. I didn't want to be thinking about what was going to happen or what could be happening or anything else, because that was just something that I couldn't even think about. That was not anywhere near what I needed to truly have in my mind. And so when the doctor started telling me about everything, I just kept saying, I just need to know the surface. And I knew a lot of my journey was going to be about getting my son through a lot of this, because the calmer that I can keep him, the calmer that I can keep myself, the more that the journey would go a lot smoother. My hair was a big thing for Owen, and so when I found out that I was going to be losing my hair with the chemo, my hair was very long. It was down to my waist, very blonde, very blonde. And that's how he knew me, and that's how he he saw me, and so I knew that it was going to be very hard for him to have me as a bald head and everything. And so the more time that went by, it was every day, Owen would ask me when I was going to get my hair back, and like I said, it's a big part of my journey with him, was this hair. And I keep deciding I want it bigger because I'm about to put a B on here. So it was a lot for him to handle. It was a lot for me to emotionally handle. And my hair is still, very short. I generally, with the long videos, there's a picture of me with my shorter hair, but it's just, it's a lot to process. It's a lot to deal with for him, to see me in such short hair. So, that's one of the things we have to kind of deal with and emotionally kind of break through with him, and just continually moving forward on that. It was a lot for him to take and move on. So learning to kind of deal with that and figure out how he can handle these things was a big part of my cancer story. So that's one of the things that we worked on a lot to get through it. So I'm making this little bee, and yesterday, let's see if I can do this without throwing everything everywhere. Ooh, and hitting the camera on my hair. I don't know if you can see in here. This is one I made yesterday, and I don't know if the camera's gonna catch it or not, but this is a gold. It's a brighter gold, and so the light will shine on that when the when the angle's right and everything. So my little bee, I haven't used any of it yet, but I'm going to use some of that gold in there to just kind of see if I can get some of that when it dries, to have a little bit of that reflection of that gold in there. In fact, I wasn't going to. Well, let's see if I can do this without. I have a slight shake from. I have Hashimoto's thyroid stuff, so I have a slight shake, and then I have arthritis and a little bit of neuropathy in my fingers from the chemo medicine. So what I started to say was I wasn't going to do this with gold, but I think I might try to make the wing out of the gold. So I'm just going to put just fake little eggs there, not defined very well, but and I may need, let's see if I can do this. This brush is all like, there's these little tiny brushes, and again, I don't know that they can see it, but this always feels too thick to me. Like, I feel like it should only have like 5 of these little bristles, and so I don't have enough control. Like, let's see, we're gonna try here. I always feel like when I'm using, my steadiness is not always there to, I'm doing better with this than I generally do with this little. It just always seems so thick to me. I'm just going to put some lines in there. And so, like, this is what I usually generally use is the bigger, because I never feel like I can get this is in little lines. Maybe I just haven't practiced enough. My light is not helping the process at all. So I'm just gonna, that was way thick. I could tell as it was coming over here. I don't want this like black back here, but I want it more defined, kind of like the bee wing. Filling it in with another more of a tan color. Let's see if I can do a thin trying to do there. So there we go. I got that, huh? So there we go. Ooh, I almost did that backwards. I wanted the blue and I picked up the purple. And so I almost put the purple in there. I'm gonna do a little this is a light cream on my brush with the purple and the brown, just to try to give it like kind of a seed look in the flower there. Okay, so there we go. So I learned I can use that brush, even though I don't. I still feel like I need a lot of practice with it to even really make it work. But so O for Owen, and then L, woo, L, and B. There we go. All right. Thanks so much for watching and being a part of our day. Toodles, toodles.